is to go into the final games of the season with a chance of finishing this campaign unbeaten. The Invincibles, as you can see there in the mosaic, champions. Well, they've already guaranteed that. Here's the 11 players who will be trying to maintain their unbeaten season. Ter Stegen in goal, Sergio Roberto, Piqué, Titi, Alba at the back, Rakitic, Busquets, Iniesta in midfield, Coutinho, Suarez and Leo Messi up front, just about the full strength starting 11, and that means on the bench Jesper Cillessen, Semedo, Denis Suarez, Ousmane Dembélé, Paulinho, Paco Alcácer and Thomas Vermaelen. The referee for tonight, Mr. Hernandez, the match captain Sergio Ramos for Real Madrid, Andrés Iniesta for Football Club Barcelona, the 11 selected by Zinedine Zidane, Navas in goal, Nacho, Varane, Ramos, Marcelo at the back, Modric, Casemiro, Kroos in midfield, and the BBC, Bale, Benzema and Cristiano up front. On the bench, Kiko Garcia, Vallejo, Hernandez, Lucas, Asensio, Kovacic and Dani Ceballos. And apart from Nacho at right back instead of the injured Carvajal, that's pretty much what we were led to believe was the strongest starting 11. That man who was just on your screens moments ago, Zinedine Zidane, could select. That's changed of late, but it's interesting to see the experienced 11 selected by the Frenchman tonight.
It really is. There's so many talking points in both 11, Simon, but in terms of the BBC, it's only the 5th time in all competitions all season that they've played together. It's only the 5th time as well in Classicos that they've lined up together. They've lost 4 of those games that the BBC have been together from the start, winning just 1 of them.
Both teams, of course, in their first choice strips. It's Madrid, all in white. Get the ball in play. Ramos on the ball. Madrid attacking the goal to the left of your screens immediately. Luis Suarez in with a very high press. Messi goes in to put pressure on Ramos. Rakitic with the foul on Casemiro, who the home fans think is making a bit of a meal of it.
Well, very quickly out of the traps. Football Club Barcelona, as you'd expect. They're a high-pressing team anyway, but with the added energy and impetus of a Classico, especially with this incredible atmosphere, Barca very, very quickly to press. They're the second team who've robbed the ball most in the opposition's half all season. The first team, surprisingly, being Eibar this season.
Well, Ivan Rakitic leaving his mark on Casemiro early on. I do apologise for saying he was making a meal of it. That was a firm over-the-ball challenge by Ivan Rakitic. Perhaps rather fortunate to get away with just the free kick. Here's Ramos. A hostile reception for the Real Madrid captain from the Camp Nou. He'll be loving that, Sergio Ramos. That one floated up towards Ronaldo, one in the air by Gerard Piqué.
Well, since Sergio Ramos has been captain of Real Madrid, he's not lost a La Liga Classico here at the Camp Nou, winning twice and drawing once.
Lovely chest down to Rakitic from Iniesta. The ball finds its way to Leo Messi. Coutinho making a run, plays it wide to Sergio Roberto. Coutinho returning it to the Barca right back. Here's Leo Messi, back to Gerard Piqué. First touch of the game for Samuel Umtiti. Rakitic calmly finding Jordi Alba. Umtiti once more. Barcelona will look to get a decent length of possession here to grow into the game. Sergio Roberto gets away from Ronaldo. Lovely flick on by Messi. Coutinho should get there. Returns it to Messi. Wrong-footed in. Messi steers it away from the pressure of Toni Kroos. Iniesta to Rakitic. Sergio Roberto returning it to Rakitic. He finds Iniesta. Alba in acres of space on the left. Iniesta, Alba making the typical run, and the advantage was for Nacho, who had to play that ball and did brilliantly to keep it in play and get rid of the danger.
And look where Gareth Bale is, all the way back, helping out, defending, attacking now, but down the Real Madrid right.
That'll be intercepted by Sergio Roberto, getting there ahead of Toni Kroos, who looked a little bit leggy there. Andrés Iniesta on the ball, options down the left with Alba once more. Opportunities here for Alba, has time to take a look, cuts it back for Andrés Iniesta. Messi waiting square. Here's Rakitic, returning it to Andrés Iniesta. How many sensations must be going through the mind of the man from La Mancha tonight? Is Messi, lovely ball in to Luis Suarez. It goes wide. I think Keylor Navas gets a touch.
I'm not sure if it was a block maybe from Varane, but good defending in the end from Real Madrid, but a brilliant run from Suarez, definitely onside. And what about that for a delicate touch? No, it was Navas, you're absolutely right. Good save from the Real Madrid goalkeeper.
First corner of the game, it was Rafa Varane who played Luis Suarez onside there. In comes the corner, looking for the head of Gerard Piqué, finding the head of Varane. He can only clear it as far as Andres Iniesta. Here's Coutinho. Iniesta caught on the ball by Luka Modric. Free kick. You're not allowed to make too many fouls on Andres Iniesta in the Camp Nou.
You're certainly not, and you mentioned what a big night it is for him. His 38th Classico and his final one, of course. Andres Iniesta has decided to leave Barca at the end of the season. What a big night for him. He's been involved in 16 wins, 9 draws and 12 defeats against Real Madrid.
It's a free kick which Messi will swing into the box. Easily dealt with by Keylor Navas. Having seen another repetition of that Luis Suarez chance, Duncan, I think it did come off Rafa Varane rather than the keeper. Very difficult to see. Depends on the angle of the repetition. I'm sure we'll see it again. Either way, it led to a corner for Barcelona. Chance now perhaps for Real Madrid to create some pressure on the Barca defence. Here's Ronaldo. Sergio Roberto with him. Coutinho goes in to help. Did well there, Ronaldo, but absolutely nobody putting pressure on Ter Stegen. Difficult to say really who's receiving the more hostile reaction from the home crowd, Ramos or Ronaldo. I'd say possibly Ronaldo winning that competition. That's a poor one from Piqué, collected by Casemiro. Toni Kroos finding his man. Kroos again. Benzema. Marcelo, lovely ball over the top for Ronaldo, that flags up for offside. Ronaldo disagrees, and it was tight.
Yeah, it looked very, very tight indeed, and the trademark finger wag from Cristiano Ronaldo whenever he's caught in an offside position. Well, it's definitely offside.
But it's very tight.
It is tight. It is tight, but I think he is off.
Frustration for Ronaldo there. He's a man who knows what it's like to be the king of the Classico here in the Camp Nou. One of the all-time great competitors in this brilliant match.
He's also scored 11 in his last 11 games at the Camp Nou, and he's in amazing goal-scoring form at the moment.
Messi trying the risky ball through to Suarez. It was intercepted. Casemiro, a little flick over the top to Marcelo. He can't control it. Throw to Barcelona. Sergio Roberto takes it quickly. Rakitic here. Iniesta. Finds Alba. Gareth Bale tracking back with him. Alba's ball towards Suarez, intercepted by Varane. Is Casemiro. Ramos. Finds Nacho. Modric calling for it. Instead it's Gareth Bale, forced to take a touch into his own half, play it back to Rafa Varane. He seeks out and finds Karim Benzema. Under pressure from Coutinho, lays it off to Marcelo, who in turn finds Toni Kroos, is bundled over by Sergio Roberto. Play on, says the referee. Varane to Cristiano Ronaldo, holding off the first challenge from Umtiti. Lays it off to Toni Kroos. Benzema to Marcelo. Outside him, Cristiano Ronaldo. Luka Modric arriving on the right-hand side of the penalty area. This is Ronaldo. Tries the shot straight into the chest of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. This is a motivated CR7 we're seeing there.
No question about it, and he's always motivated. He absolutely thrives at this stadium, thrives in this atmosphere, loves being booed and whistled, loves playing the villain, and you can tell that he's really enjoying these opening 7 minutes.
Referee Hernandez gives the free kick in favour of Real Madrid. It was Marcelo who was bundled over. There's Leo Messi in there. Marcelo going down. The referee late to call it. There's Luka Modric. Well, they've done well to deal with that early spell of pressure from Barcelona Madrid, and they're looking composed. Here's Toni Kroos. Picks out Nacho. Gareth Bale Bale making the sprint. Nacho sees it. Lovely ball over the top. Wouldn't quite come down for Bale. Gerard Piqué forced to make the defensive header under massive pressure from Ronaldo there. He did well, Gerard Piqué.
I think it's been a really good start from Real Madrid. They're looking composed. It was Barca on the front foot for the first couple of minutes. They created that Luis Suarez chance. Since then, Real Madrid have enjoyed a lot of the ball. They've coped well with the high press from Barca, and I think it's a really good start from the away team.
Leo Messi on the ball. There's Jordi Alba down the left. He's got Iniesta with him. He's surrounded by three white shirts. Iniesta gets beyond them. There's Iniesta. Finds Suarez. Suarez couldn't quite get the ball out from under his feet. Looking for the first time return to Iniesta. Instead, it's Marcelo plays the ball down the line. And Benzema dispossessed by Gerard Piqué. Busquets for Barcelona on the ball. Now Rakitic. Sees Messi's run, Messi in behind. Sergio Ramos, the flag was up for offside. Again a tight call. Lovely break from Messi. In the end as well, Keylor Navas doing well to take the ball off him.
I was going to say exactly the same. Really, really good from Keylor Navas. Even though the flag was up and it wouldn't have counted, but he was sharp, quick off his line and nicked the ball away from Leo Messi.
Sergio Roberto. Coutinho, lovely touch to Suarez. Sergio Roberto continuing with the sprint. Messi in the middle. Sergio Roberto looks up. Messi makes the run to the near post. Suarez on the far post. 1-0 to Barcelona. 9.5 minutes on the clock. Sergio Roberto, what breathtaking vision from the man playing at right back. Lovely move to the near post by Messi. Suarez unmarked on the far post. 1-0 to the unbeaten La Liga champions.
Hats off Sergio Roberto. That is why sometimes having a midfielder playing right back is such an enormous bonus. This ball to Suarez at the back post is magnificent. It was quite clearly the best ball. But to have the vision to see that from where he was and to have the technique to deliver this cross into the box is wonderful. I think it's from Suarez, isn't it?
Suarez pass to Sergio Roberto, yeah.
Look at this cross though. Absolutely perfect from Sergio Roberto. Take nothing away, obviously, from the finish from Luis Suarez. He catches it on the volley, on the run, and there's absolutely no hope for Keylor Navas.
It's once again another demonstration of how lethal Leo Messi is. He's not involved in that move. He doesn't touch the ball, but he takes Nacho and Ramos with him. Varane's gone out to try and block the cross. Both Nacho and Ramos are so concerned about Messi, they completely forget that Luis Suarez ain't half bad either.
And it was such a rapid counter-attack. It was a really good pass from Suarez out wide to Sergio Roberto. Excellent vision from Sergio Roberto. Once again, making the most of the fact that Marcelo plays so far up the pitch. We've said it time and time again. There's often space behind Marcelo on the Real Madrid left. And it was completely exploited by Sergio Roberto. But that cross into the box was phenomenal.
Marcelo's down, clutching the back of his heel there. Accepts the helping hand from Toni Kroos. Let's see. Oh, he's just clipped there by Coutinho. Coutinho immediately turning round to apologise to his teammate from the Brazilian national side. Nacho looking for Gareth Bale. Jordi Alba dealing with the problem. Oh, Iniesta couldn't quite bring that one down. Modric to Kroos. Kroos dispossessed by Leo Messi. I don't think Toni Kroos is 100%. For the evidence of these opening minutes, he's looked a little bit slow, I have to say, on a couple of occasions.
I think he was frustrated there that he didn't get a shout from a teammate. He had absolutely no idea that Leo Messi was right behind him, and you saw him throw his arms up in frustration that nobody told him that there was a man on.
That's a foul for Barcelona. Luis Suarez caught on the halfway line by Nacho, and it's the first yellow card of the game. Referee Hernandez didn't like that one bit.
Big game for Nacho, and he's now got just less than 80 minutes to play with a yellow card against his name. That's going to be tricky. Nacho, of course, picking up an injury against Las Palmas, I think it was, and he hasn't played for over a month. Now back in the starting 11 for El-Classico.
Sergio Roberto, the man who set up the only goal so far, is Coutinho. Messi just been having a word with Philippe Coutinho. Brilliant work there. Down goes Suarez. The referee waves it away. Brilliant from Sergio Roberto once more. Real Madrid are struggling. Ronaldo dispossessed. Coutinho to Sergio Roberto. Gets the ball back. Lovely first touch. Oh, he had a pass to Leo Messi, which he didn't see. Madrid are up against it at the moment. Here's Alba back inside to Andres Iniesta. In turn, it's Busquets returning it to Iniesta. Suarez. Jordi Alba. Iniesta. Leo Messi. Still Messi. It fell nicely to Sergio Roberto there. The challenge from Casemiro. That one should fall for Sergio Roberto. He sends it all the way back to Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. The Camp Nou applauds, even though Ter Stegen almost makes a mess of it. He finds Samuel Umtiti. Gareth Bale quickly in to press, and they make it look so easy. Jordi Alba, lots of space ahead of him, sprints into the Madrid half, trying to set up this man, and it's a poor first touch from Coutinho. There were plenty of options for Barca there. Toni Kroos with a lovely touch there to get away from Busquets. Busquets struggling to get back. Kroos setting Ronaldo free. Ronaldo into the area, little back healer to Toni Kroos. Cross to the far post, and it's an equaliser. Real Madrid equalise. Cristiano Ronaldo. It had to be. What a response. There's hardly any reaction from Cristiano Ronaldo. But if we thought Barca's counter-attack goal was brilliant, Real Madrid's response has been magnificent. Piqué, sportingly, I think, asking Ronaldo if he's okay. He's clearly taken a knock. What a start to this game. Why do they call it the Classico, Duncan McMath? Because it doesn't get any more classic than this. The back healer from Ronaldo to Kroos. Kroos involved in the move from the very beginning, as if he'd been hearing me tell people that he's not looking 100%. Benzema with the assist once again. Madrid are back in this game.
Well, what an opening 15 minutes.
For grabs tonight, and I think, well, we've seen so far 16 of the best opening minutes of a Classico I can remember, and we've been covering Classicos for well over a decade now, so the thrills and spills guaranteed to continue in the Camp Nou. Ramos finding Casemiro. Lovely ball from Casemiro. It's a chase for Nacho, and it's a chase he has to give up. Throw into Barcelona.
Football's all about entertainment, Simon. You have to entertain the fans. What's the point if people aren't entertained? And these opening 17 minutes have been, as you said, some of the most entertaining minutes of football I can remember. Just end-to-end stuff, quality all over the pitch. Absolutely brilliant.
Ronaldo there getting just ahead of Piqué. Piqué, who goes in for it with everything. Let's hope there's nothing serious here for Ronaldo. He seems to have picked up a knock. I think he'll be able to run it off. He's still on the pitch, running for this one, and brings it down easily to Casemiro. Gets a first-time return ball. He's dispossessed by Busquets. This is Leo Messi. Still Messi. Gets away from Casemiro. Marcelo brought down. Free kick.
No question. Really clever from Leo Messi. Sees the gap between Casemiro and Marcelo. Goes for it, and it was a Messi sandwich in the end, and Casemiro made sure that there was absolutely no chance that the Barca number 10 was going to get through.
Free kick to Barcelona. Busquets standing over it. Plays it short and square to Rakitic, who in turn finds Sergio Roberto. Rakitic. Leo Messi. Busquets quickly looking up and finding Andres Iniesta. Cuts inside Luka Modric. First time from Suarez towards Messi, just overhit. Modric intercepted by Sergio Roberto. He chests it down to Gerard Piqué.
And just keep an eye on Gareth Bale at the far side. You can see him challenging Iniesta now, and now he's out of position. He is covering the run of Jordi Alba. He's there.
And there is Alba getting into the box. Gets on the end of it, gets his left foot to it. It's astonishing athletics to even get there. He just couldn't quite keep the attempt down.
Well, it's usually the other way around, isn't it? Jordi Alba to Leo Messi, but we have seen one absolute stunner from Jordi Alba this season, which was a ball over the top from Leo Messi and a first-time volley from Jordi Alba into the top corner. A contender for one of the goals of the season, no question about it.
Modric in trouble with Sergio Busquets, and a free kick for dangerous play. Catching Busquets in the head there.
But just to go go back to Gareth Bale, he's got a huge role tonight because he has to be back helping out in defence when Jordi Alba gets forward, but he's also got to be part of the front three, the BBC, whenever Real Madrid attack. So he's covering some real metres, the Welshman, on the Real Madrid right-hand side.
Piqué to Sergio Roberto, so crucial so far down this right flank for Barca. This is Rakitic. 1-1 the score. Rakitic picks out Sergio Roberto. He chests it down, returns it to Ivan Rakitic. Look at Alba calling for it all the way wide on the left there. At the top of your screens, Sergio Roberto back to Samuel Umtiti. Umtiti sees Alba. There's a bit of a chase for him. It was an awkward one, bouncing, and he couldn't keep it in play. Throw in to Real Madrid. 20 minutes on the clock. Barcelona 1, Real Madrid 1. Duncan, earlier today we commentated Atletico Madrid Espanyol. We've seen more in 20 minutes than we saw in 90 at the Metropolitano earlier today. I would say we saw more in the first 5 minutes than we did in the 90 earlier today.
I'd say we saw more in the first 5 seconds, if I'm honest.
The throw quickly taken. Andres Iniesta looking very much up for the challenge tonight. Andres Iniesta is Sergio Roberto. Coutinho. Cruz is with him. Coutinho finding Busquets. Now Iniesta. Again, Gareth Bale looking out the corner of his eye at Jordi Alba. Busquets. Back to Gerard Piqué. Busquets again. When Busquets wants the ball, you can tell there's an urgency about this Barca side. He's calling for it constantly.
Well, he's so important, Sergio Busquets, because he links the midfield to the attack, and because his passing is so good, he takes risky balls on, and he'll pass that risky pass into Leo Messi or into Suarez that other players might not take the risk on.
Again, Jordi Alba screaming for it on the left. Instead, it's played right to Sergio Roberto. Rakitic. Here's Iniesta. Alba making his run outside him. Iniesta goes inside to Messi. Referee got in the way a bit there. Messi lays it off to Jordi Alba. Gets the return ball. Poor one. Intercepted well by Benzema. Toni Kroos picks it up. Now Marcelo. Benzema making a run. Connecting. It's a poor first touch. And Gerard Piqué does enough. But it will be a throw to Real Madrid. And Piqué felt that.
It's so quick, isn't it? It's so quick. Both these teams are moving the ball around so quickly. It's hard to watch sometimes, let alone defend.
And the challenges have been flying in too. But the game being played with brilliant sportsmanship so far. Ronaldo, Modric, it's a bit of a short ball. It was Suarez who helped win it. Here's Iniesta, back to Jordi Alba. Umtiti, Rakitic. You've got to be careful here. Busquets in there. Oh, what skill from Busquets. It's Casemiro who picks it up though. Modric brilliantly first time to Benzema. He in turn tries to find Marcelo, but in his urgency to pick out the Brazilian, overhits it, and it's a throw quickly taken. Coutinho dispossessed by Ramos. Ramos charging through like the proverbial bull in a china shop, and the ball out of control goes over for a goal kick. There's that finish from Suarez for the opener. What a response from Real Madrid.
I just love that cross from Sergio Roberto because it's just so perfect, it's so measured, it's just over the head of Nacho, nothing that he could do, and it lands perfectly for Luis Suarez, who can catch it on the volley. Magnificent ball in from Sergio Roberto. And Simon, you were mentioning the fact that it's been an intense but fairly clean opening 23 minutes. Not always the case in this fixture, of course. In fact, in the last 10 years there have been 34 Clásicos across all competitions. Do you know how many red cards? 20.
That's a lot. Let's hope we can see this one through with 22 players on the pitch. One of them's Gareth Bale. He floats it in towards Marcelo. Superb control from the Velcro-chested Brazilian. It's headed away by Gerard Piqué, only as far as Nacho. Nacho looks up, slips as he gets the cross into Ronaldo. Ronaldo reaches it. Benzema has his mouth covered with his hands because he was completely free.
That's a goal. If Ronaldo doesn't make contact with this ball, I think this is the second goal for Real Madrid. Karim Benzema is on his own in the 6-yard box. Would have probably just tucked it away, surely.
Completely onside as well when the ball was played in by Nacho. There's Casemiro finding the temporarily at least right back for Real Madrid, Nacho. Varane square to Sergio Ramos. Benzema back to Cruz. Ramos. Benzema just lost out. Here's Leo Messi. Bumbled over by Ramos. Is picked up by Rakitic. This is Suarez. Suarez inside to Rakitic. Messi back on his feet. This is Busquets. Alba in space. Busquets preferring to play it back to Leo Messi. Messi at walking pace. Busquets. Now he spies Alba. Nacho goes to have a look. Casemiro there with the interception. Coutinho perhaps a little late to see the pass coming. Alba perhaps under-hitting it. Neat play from Madrid to get the ball out, and it's now Marcelo on the break in space. Looks up. See Gareth Bale calling for it on the right. Instead he plays it left to Benzema. Benzema keeping it in play. Looking for the cross. Can't find it. Plays it back to Cruz. And Cruz on the left foot miscues it and hits it over the bar. 25 minutes on the clock. Barca 1, Real Madrid 1.
Well, Benzema couldn't find the cross, but he could find the Cruz on that occasion. But not the greatest strike from Toni Kroos. We've seen him hit them much better than that on the edge of the box. This is the goal again.
It is indeed. So few men back for Barca. Rakitic and Iniesta making half-hearted efforts to get back into the area, but it wasn't enough. Lovely skills there from Modric. It's a beautiful ball through. What a save from Ter Stegen. Bale underneath it. Busquets won it. Ronaldo frustrated when I think half the Camp Nou felt that he was going to be Madrid's second. Barca on the break. Suarez gets away from Casemiro. Luka Modric putting in a tremendous work rate tonight. Came back and took the ball off the Uruguayan's foot.
Well, it's just end-to-end stuff, isn't it? And you can see why in El-Classico home form doesn't mean anything. The home side has only won one of the last 8 Clásicos. If you look at the last 6 in La Liga, Barca at the Camp Nou, Barca have won 2, lost 2 and drawn 2. So you just never know what's going to happen in this fixture. And at the moment, I couldn't say where the next goal's coming from. It could quite easily come at either end, couldn't it?
I would say that since the equaliser, Real Madrid have just edged it in terms of the danger of their arrivals into the last third.
And that was a really good opportunity for Cristiano Ronaldo. You'd back him to score there as well. He could have just clipped it over the on-rushing Ter Stegen, but went for power and placement instead.
Here's Cruz. Ronaldo making a run again, playing on the verge of offside. And that was so close. Ronaldo can't believe it. I think he can't believe the fact that Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has to be the coolest man on the planet. He didn't move. How did he know that was going to miss?
Yeah, he didn't move, did he? He didn't seem particularly worried about it. And in the end, it whistled narrowly wide of his far post. Good strike from Ronaldo.
Barcelona, you get the impression they need a period of dominance of possession of the ball here. They want Madrid to be chasing it for a bit. Since that equaliser, Madrid have had 3 really good attacks that could easily have ended up in another goal. Barcelona struggling a little bit, although Gerard Piqué there does a little shimmy-shammy and gets the better of Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's Sergi Roberto going the wrong way. Sergi gets away from Benzema. Neat little 1-2 with Piqué. Piqué has time to have a look around, sees he's okay, but it's a poor one, easily intercepted by Casemiro. It falls for Benzema in an offside position. Here's Ronaldo's run again. Now it's there. He tries to blast it underneath the keeper. You pointed out a chip there, and there's nothing Ter Stegen can do, or much less than he can do.
There's not, but having seen the replay, there was a player who, I think it was Umtiti, who was potentially on the goal line. So you know what it's like with a little clip over and it bounces its way to the goal line. Quite often a defender can come back and hook it off the line. So maybe out of the corner of his eye, Ronaldo had seen that.
Ronaldo sees everything, I've got no doubt about that. Here's Leo Messi on the ball. Alba again in space. Instead it's played short to Iniesta. Iniesta feeds it on to the Barca left back, gets the return ball. Messi again with a bit of time and space. Dip over the top, and it's brilliantly defended. Who by? The Cardiff Express. Gareth Bale putting in a shift at the back, takes that off the very toes of Jordi Alba. Corner for Barcelona. Coming up to the half-hour mark. It's played short. Andres Iniesta on the ball. Returns it to Philippe Coutinho, swings an awkward one in, just overhits it. Umtiti lurking on the near post. The Brazilian's cross too firm, goal kick.
That little clip pass we've just seen from Leo Messi in towards Jordi Alba was just pure class. And speaking of pure class, let's watch this first goal of the night once more. It's this ball over the top from Sergio Roberto. Intelligent run from Suarez, who peeled off at the back post, made some space for himself, and it was a fantastic finish by the Uruguayan.
Lovely ball out to Nacho from Modric. He very nearly got on the end of it. It's a goal kick. What I love about that peel off from Luis Suarez is pointing to Sergio Roberto. Put it there. Where does Sergio Roberto put it? On X marks the spot. Exactly where the Uruguayan wanted it. There is still work to do, but Luis Suarez doesn't miss too many of those. 1-1 the score. Now Andre ter Stegen to put the ball back in place, sending it long this time. And Suarez, is he brought down by Rafa Varane? Yes, he is. The referee goes across to have a word with the Frenchman. The hand in the pocket. Second yellow card of the night. And now the right half of the Real Madrid back four has been warned. Yellow card for Nacho, yellow card for Varane.
No question about it either. He quite clearly has his arms wrapped around Luis Suarez.
Oh. Jordi Alba and Luka Modric. Busquets and Iniesta play the peacemakers. So competitive, Luka Modric. He hasn't finished yet. He wants more words.
You don't see Luka Modric like that very often.
Well, no wonder. It's a bit naughty there, Jordi Alba. Modric, he'd obviously seen the look in Modric's eyes, but that hand to the throat, I can understand Modric not liking that.
Well, you can't do that. You can't raise your arms. That should be a yellow card for Jordi Alba.
And Modric doesn't look too pleased about the handshake being offered to him by Jordi Alba. The referee, I think, doing a good job there, having words with both of them, just telling them both to cool down. But Modric hasn't cooled down. He's still looking over at Jordi Alba, and I can understand why. That was ugly from Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba on the ball, giving it to Iniesta. Back to Ivan Rakitic in the centre circle. Now Samuel Umtiti. Jordi Alba. Modric, the man who goes in to have a look. The cross too firm for Ramos or Coutinho to deal with. Came to Marcelo. Marcelo finding Ronaldo. Ronaldo back to Ramos. Ramos's clearance. One in the air by Gerard Piqué. Coutinho can't keep it in play, throw to Real Madrid. I think if there's one player on the pitch who we haven't seen enough of yet, it's that man there, the 14 for Barca, Philippe Coutinho. Yeah. This is the perfect setting for him to really guarantee his future at this club. He gets the Camp Nou on his side this evening, and, he wins so much, doesn't he? But he's looking a little hesitant at times.
He's not playing in his preferred position. He's not nearly as comfortable on the right-hand side as he is on the left-hand side. Ideally, he'd be playing the Iniesta role today, but he's on the right-hand side of a four-man midfield, and it's not where he's at his best.
Busquets. Looking for Sergio Roberto. It was Marcelo who got ahead to it. The throw quickly taken, Coutinho giving it away. Marcelo, so quick, so smart, so bright. Ronaldo plays it wide to Benzema. Calling for the return pass, getting it. Bale wants it too. Instead it's Toni Kroos. Kroos picking out Nacho. Luka Modric. Nacho again. Bale forced to drop back. Making another little run. Luka Modric. There's Nacho. Modric. It's really well defended by Barcelona without the ball here. Modric just getting it away from Suarez to find Ramos. Ramos to Marcelo. Lovely control again from Marcelo, but he's dispossessed by Coutinho. His pass collected by the ever-alert Casemiro. Toni Kroos. Luka Modric. Marcelo stands on the ball, feeds the pass through to the left where Benzema is waiting. Benzema, not the greatest return ball. Piqué goes down. Modric keeps control of the ball, whips the cross into the far post, and Ronaldo feels he might have been blocked there by Umtiti. The referee waves play on and bombing up the left. It's Jordi Alba, forced to pause as he sees he doesn't have enough teammates with him. Plays it back to Busquets. Busquets to Coutinho. Sergio Roberto ahead of him to his right. Coutinho goes inside to Leo Messi. Never the worst of options. He picks out Iniesta. Iniesta in turn to Alba. Alba driving at Bale. Plays it back to Andres Iniesta once more. Now Busquets. Rakitic. So calm on the ball. Sergio Roberto returns it to Rakitic. Buzzy wants it. Busquets gets it. Finds Iniesta. Is caught there by Gareth Bale. Free kick. And the two palms down from the referee. Take it easy, Gareth. This is Andres Iniesta you're talking about.
It's also an Andres Iniesta who nearly didn't make it for the Classico. He didn't train all week until Friday. That was his first training session with the team. Trained again on Saturday and just got back from injury in time for El-Classico.
And the foul there by Gareth Bale is clumsy.
Yes, exactly.
It's a striker's challenge, isn't it?
It's not a yellow card.
No, absolutely not. And Bale realised immediately he'd committed the infraction, apologised both to the referee and to Andres Iniesta, but he's being asked to do this defensive shift tonight, and for once, he's doing it. Leo Messi standing over the ball, flicks it into Samuel Umtiti. Now, I think the flag's up for offside. I hope for Umtiti's sake it is, because that was a brutal miss.
It was a terrible miss, and such a good opportunity. Another brilliant ball. Yeah, he's definitely offside. Different class though, Leo Messi putting balls into the box. It's just right in the danger zone. That corridor of uncertainty between the goalkeeper and the defence. Very difficult to defend the ball from that kind of position, and in the end Umtiti was offside.
Cruz to Marcelo, Marcelo to Casemiro. Modric. I have to say this Real Madrid midfield three, Modric, Cruz, Casemiro, are sweeping up absolutely every loose ball. And if Toni Kroos, according to my vision anyway, had a slightly dodgy opening 5 or 10 minutes, he's more than made up for it since then. Here he is on the ball, gives it straight away to Modric, gets it back. One of those typical Kroos passes wide to Benzema, who keeps the ball in play, finds Gareth Bale. Good football here from Real Madrid. Modric. Intercepted by Coutinho. That was going tele-directed towards Marcelo. Kroos.
You can see
Ronaldo.
Coutinho doing a similar role to Gareth Bale. He knows that Marcelo's going to be going forward an awful lot, so Coutinho, along with Sergio Roberto, very much responsible for covering Marcelo.
But Kroos manages to find Marcelo. Marcelo's cross, under pressure, is overhit and be kept in play by Nacho. He cuts it back to Modric. Modric's cross will arrive at the boots of Marcelo. Marcelo taking on Sergio Roberto, gets the cross in. Should have been Umtiti. It was Ronaldo who won it. Jordi Alba poleaxe goes down in the penalty area. How can Ronaldo win that against Samuel Umtiti? It should be against the laws of gravity, that one.
Well, he's in between Jordi Alba and Samuel Umtiti. Look at the leap. He's literally a whole head above Samuel Umtiti. It's an incredible leap from Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at the height. He's about a metre up off the ground. Incredible.
7 minutes to go until half-time. Messi on the ball. He finds Iniesta. Iniesta to Rakitic. Rakitic in turn to Sergio Roberto. Coutinho making a little run ahead and to the right. Coutinho on the ball. Cutting inside. Back to Rakitic. The circulation from Barca when they're in these kind of static positions is very slow. It's the pace when they're on the move that's so hard to defend. Madrid sitting back quite happily now, allowing Barca a possession. Busquets finding Gerard Piqué. Very slow from Barca though. They can speed up in the blink of an eye, however. Sergio Roberto getting away from the pressure of Toni Kroos only just. Rakitic, Kroos continuing the press. Messi back to Piqué, gets the return ball. Alba again in masses of space. Instead, he finds Rakitic through the middle. Rakitic quick to find Sergio Roberto. This is better. The cross across the edge of the box. It comes to Messi. Now Iniesta. Here's Jordi Alba. Alba's cross is blocked by Gareth Bale once more, and it falls nicely for Ronaldo. Gareth Bale inside to Casemiro. Casemiro with the easy option finds Luka Modric. Modric forced back. Varane square to Ramos. Toni Kroos. He's got Benzema to his left. Ronaldo making a brilliant run. It's Benzema in the area. Still Benzema tries the shot. Whether it was a shot or whether it was looking for a diving header from Ronaldo, or maybe both at the same time. Nobody got a touch. The ball directly out, wide of the far post. Goal kick. We're into the last 5 minutes of the first half of the Classico. It's Barcelona 1, Real Madrid 1.
And another really good chance for Real Madrid. Benzema knows it. I think it was a shot. As you say, it was in that danger zone though, where if anyone had got a touch, it was almost certainly going to be a goal, but he couldn't get his shot on target.
There's Ronaldo's field of influence there in the first half, attacking to the left, the heat map. Collected here by Andres Iniesta. Coutinho trying to get away from Ramos. Marcelo helping out. Ramos with a firm challenge. Coutinho's down. Has to get up quickly. The referee's given a throw. Coutinho makes his way back onto the field of play. Iniesta with the ball at his feet. Sergio Roberto gets away from Marcelo. Finds Messi superbly. Messi to Busquets. Finding Luis Suarez. Suarez turning Nacho. Plays it back. Busquets square to Messi. Messi couldn't find a chance of a shot or a killer pass. Dips it over the top towards Iniesta, who raises the hand in apology to Leo Messi. He'd made a dummy to go, then came back, and Messi's ball wasted. Barcelona win it straight back though. Iniesta on the ball. Benzema losing out. Here's Messi looking for the almost impossible pass on Suarez. The ball falls to Coutinho. Here's Messi. Keylor Navas with a huge left hand. He's out of position though. It falls to Rakitic. The left hand volley always going wide.
Well, I tell you what, we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo and now Leo Messi one-on-one with both goalkeepers. Ter Stegen, brilliant one-on-one with Ronaldo, and here Keylor Navas, equally brilliant. Makes it very difficult for Leo Messi, who gets the ball a little bit caught underneath his feet, and as soon as he takes that first touch, Navas is on him like a shot.
But I'll tell you what, there was a sign that there's an understanding building between Coutinho and Messi there, because all Coutinho required was a look out of the corner of Messi's eye to know where he wanted the ball, and that'll be good news for Barcelona fans. The sooner these two create the kind of understanding Messi has with Suarez or Alba, for example, the better for Barcelona. And here's another example. Messi finding Coutinho, appeals for handball, play on. Suarez puts it back in the box. Keylor Navas, well aware of the danger. There's been a free kick. Ramos and Suarez, we were talking about sportsmanship before. I don't know how much sportsmanship there's going to be between these two. Tempers flaring as we near the end of this electrifying first half. Yellow card in the referee's hand. He wants words with both of them. Ronaldo's in there giving it his. Tuppence halfpenny worth as well. Nacho too. The referee wants to speak to Suarez and Messi. Suarez is saying that there was an elbow raised from Ramos.
I think it'll be a yellow card for both.
I think it will. Solomon himself couldn't have made a better decision, I think it's fair to say.
It'll be interesting to see the replay, because Suarez is absolutely furious and he jumps to his feet in real anger at Sergio Ramos, and it's still going on here. Let's watch this again. Well,
I mean, to my mind, that's an absolutely minor example of the dark arts. I'm not even going to call them dark arts. The kind of light grey arts. Yes, there's a tiny raise. It might clip him somewhere near the chest. No pain inflicted, no major problem. Suarez makes the most of it. I think Suarez gets annoyed when Ramos tries to pick him up. Why does he try to pick him up? Because Suarez is on the floor, writhing in pretend agony. The important thing is that's the third of Real Madrid's back four to have picked up a yellow card. And the first Barca yellow card for Suarez. And it's Leo Messi goes in there with the challenge on Sergio Ramos. Ramos wants a yellow card for the world's best player, and he gets it. Leo Messi, is that taking one for the team? Is that leaving a message for Ramos?
It's taking one for the team for sure. Don't touch my mate Suarez. They've been getting on so well together on and off the field. They're a real tandem, Leo Messi and Luis Suarez. It's not the worst challenge in the world, but he's very close to winning the ball. Ramos makes the absolute most of it, as Luis Suarez had just done, which had frustrated him moments earlier. But I think it's a fair yellow card.
Fair yellow card for Leo Messi, and the moment he gets it, the Camp Nou on its feet, chanting Messi, 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 because they understand the significance, the message behind that challenge from Leo Messi. It's perhaps a good job, Duncan McMath, that we're into the final seconds of this one. I think referee Hernandez is going to need a break. Meanwhile, it's Messi trying to set up Suarez, dealt with by Rafa Varane. What a first half. 2 minutes added. We've got 2 minutes more. Rakitic on the ball. Coutinho back to Piqué. Here's Busquets. Square to Jordi Alba. Busquets again. Leo Messi. Rakitic. Suarez finds Sergio Roberto. Back to Ivan Rakitic. Now Andres Iniesta. Alba outside him if he wants. Goes inside looking for the almost impossible pass, and it's collected, and it's now Madrid on the break. Ronaldo, there's one for Bale to chase. Umtiti gets there. Bale clatters into him. That's going to be a free kick? No, a throw in. Umtiti hops back onto the pitch. Bale offers the hand. Umtiti, no poor reaction there. Well, maybe the odd words to the Welshman. Hey, that's a really nasty challenge. That's
really nasty.
A really nasty one. That's, to my mind, the clearest yellow card we've seen so far.
I agree. It was too close to the linesman in a way, right under his nose, and I think he probably missed it.
I'll tell you what, you get a red card for that, and there's not too much controversy. That's a horrible challenge.
It's a poor one.
Gareth Bale, he's got away with it. Well, we were saying that this was not only electric in terms of the footballing quality we've seen out there in this first half. We were saying, or I was saying, it seems to be being played in really sporting conditions by both teams. All of a sudden, that's changed. I don't know about you, Duncan, but that kind of makes the second half a little bit more exciting yet.
Yeah, I think so. As we said, 20 red cards in the last decade.
It's Sergio Roberto and Marcelo this time. What colour's that card?
Red.
A red card for Sergio Roberto in stoppage time. Well, foolish. Minute 47 and 17 seconds. Sergio Roberto leaves the home side with 10 men. I want to see that again. Ramos telling Marcelo to get away from the controversy. Clearly aware that the camera's on him there, Marcelo, with a couple of words. Sergio Roberto sent off. Let's have a look. Well, he does flap out with the fist. Marcelo clatters into him. Look, it's Marcelo's foul. And the hand goes out, shaped like a fist, catches him. The referee sees it. What do you say, Duncan McMath?
I say it's childish. I say it's stupid. There's so many cameras. There's a referee and a linesman, Ronaldo, explaining it wasn't a punch. You wouldn't call it a punch. It was a kind of a fist slap in the face. But you can't raise your hands. And now they've got not only one man left, but Real Madrid have got a really good chance here.
Ter Stegen setting up the wall. It'll be the final touch of the half. Cristiano Ronaldo straight into the wall, comes back to him. Suarez gets the body in there. Surely the ref's going to blow for half time. Yes, he is. Barcelona won. Real Madrid won. Sergio Roberto sent off. Barca with the whole second half cheers surrounding the referee, the fans on their feet. Duncan, but Matt, what more could you want?
I tell you what, when you get 22 of the world's best footballers and put them on the same football pitch, you're bound to get...
Nobody with him except Jordi Alba down the left. Messi hanging back, barely walking. It's another foul from Casemiro on Iniesta. Casemiro, the man our colleague Graham Hunter describes as the invisible man, because he's never had a red card since playing for Real Madrid. I think there are people here in the Camp Nou, maybe the odd one or two, who would love to see him pick one up in the second half. Messi to Busquets, stretching, does well to find Rakitic. Messi again. Messi, lovely ball through the middle to Iniesta. Iniesta finding Suarez. Messi returning it. Suarez to Iniesta. And in the end, it's cleared by Rafa Varane, only as far as Umtiti. Finds Iniesta. Gets the return ball. Rakitic. Busquets, first time to Piqué. Piqué to Semedo, under pressure from Asensio. Semedo cutting in away from Marcelo. Played himself into trouble here though, Semedo. It's going to fall for Luka Modric. Benzema, Modric first time. There's Asensio. Bale sprinting through the middle. Still Asensio going all the way, hitting it straight into the gloves of Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Asensio's annoyed with himself. Gareth Bale is furious with him.
But once again, he uses Gareth Bale as a decoy, cuts in on his right hand, on his right
Suarez
foot.
through. Sorry, Duncan. Play on, says the referee. Suarez to Messi. Messi getting away from Casemiro. Leo Messi. 2-1 to Barcelona. 10 men on the pitch. That's sheer spirit from Football Club Barcelona. And it had to be Leo Messi again and again and again. The greatest player in the history of world football has put Barcelona ahead.
33 league goals for the season. He's given 12 assists. He's taken part in 45 of Football Club Barcelona's goals this season. And there's another one for Leo Messi. You just can't give him that kind of space on the edge of the box or he'll punish you. That's exactly what he did. I haven't noticed that Barca are playing with one man less in the second half, I have to say.
Suarez getting away with the challenge. Varane stays down furious with the referee, allowed play on. No one really wants to take him out. How can he squeeze that ball beyond the reach of Keylor Navas? There's going to be controversy there. The referee should have blown a foul. Barcelona fans will be saying, fair enough, but we deserve the break. But Leo Messi, there's no arguing with the finish. He doesn't even look where he's aiming. He's so certain of where that ball is going. And Keylor Navas knows where it's going. And even so, there's nothing the Costa Rican keeper can do to stop it. 2-1 to Barcelona. Leo Messi, is he human?
I'm not sure he is. He's got some kind of sixth sense. It's like in his brain he's got a series of CCTV cameras and he can see every single angle of the entire pitch at all times. And like you say, he doesn't even need to look up to see where the goal is. He knows not only where the goal is, not only where Keylor Navas is, but he knows exactly where that tiny little gap is to the right-hand side of Keylor Navas, just inside the post, and he buries it in just about the only place that the ball would have gone in.
What a start to the second half. Barca with 10 men, that's exactly what this game needed. Benzema penalised for being too physical on Gerard Piqué there. Free kick to Barcelona. They've got exactly what Ernesto Valverde will have told them they needed. I think Suarez is very lucky there, and Varane is right to be furious.
I think they both look towards the referee, both Nacho and Varane, as if to say, well, obviously that's going to be a free kick, and for some reason the referee doesn't blow. It's more than a foul because he actually kicks out. It's completely deliberate from Suarez.
Very fortunate, Rafa Varane. That one fell to after the deflection. Barcelona turning the pressure on here. Casemiro loses his footing. Problems for Madrid here. Leo Messi on the ball. Here's Suarez. He's got Rakitic outside him. Rakitic! Oh, it's fallen loose, and Suarez, the whistle had gone. The whistle had gone. But Keylor Navas is suffering from nerves out there. Whether he heard the whistle or not, he spilt it into the path of Luis Suarez. A let-off for Real Madrid.
action-packed once again this second half, just as the first half was.
Oh, what a challenge from Rakitic on Modric. Sheer class there. Barcelona breaking away through Piqué. Messi turning away from Casemiro. Piqué with a touch. Can't quite feed it to Suarez. Suarez gives him a mouthful. Nacho to play the ball out for Real Madrid. Toni Kroos to Gareth Bale.
Ivan Rakitic had just filled in at centre-back for Gerard Piqué. So well drilled, this Barca side, as are Real Madrid.
It's Gareth Bale on the ball. Still Gareth Bale. Rakitic doing enough to put the Welshman off. He finds Marcelo anyway. Asensio inside to Bale. Marcelo to Kroos. Toni Kroos finds Luka Modric. Now Benzema. Modric. Benzema thinks about dummying the shot, plays it out to Nacho. Nacho's cross comfortably dealt with by Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Well, here's that incident again. The flag's gone up for offside against Rakitic. A tight call, Duncan. I'm not convinced that that was offside.
Nor am I.
A let-off there for Real Madrid. And you could say that they were unfortunate with the challenge from Suarez on Varane leading to Messi's goal. Swings and roundabouts. Busquets caught by Gareth Bale, who can't keep the ball in play. It'll be a throw to Barcelona as Ernesto Valverde prepares the second change. Paulinho for Andres Iniesta.
Well, he wasn't 100% fit, Andres Iniesta.
I'm sorry, let's just listen to the applause and the ovation for this man. A historical moment. Adios to Andres Iniesta, his final Classico appearance. Let the Camp Nou speak. It's one of those moments when the hairs all over your body stand up. Pure emotion. Andres Iniesta will never see his like again in a Classico. Adios, Andres. Gracias. Thank you for everything you've given us over the years. One of the greatest players in the history of football. Andres Iniesta.
Still got a couple of games left at the Camp Nou before he officially says adios. A home game against Villarreal and the final game of the season at home against Real Sociedad.
Semedo showing confidence on the ball, lays it off to Suarez, gets the return ball, it comes across, and it's Paulinho seconds away from it. I think he even gives Keylor Navas a kiss on the head there. Congratulations to the Costa Rican keeper. What an impact Paulinho's had. Barca so close to making it 3-1.
Well, he absolutely clatters Keylor Navas here, and Paulinho very aware that he went straight through the Costa Rican goalkeeper. Obviously, he had to go for that. It was a 50-50. Sure. But he may have winded Keylor Navas. Brilliant from Semedo on the right-hand side. It's been a tentative first season, perhaps, from him, but I think he's a really good signing, and there you just see Paulinho really does clatter into the Real Madrid goalkeeper.
I mean, it's more his ball than Navas's, to be quite honest. I agree with your comment about Semedo. He's shown more since coming on at half-time than practically we've seen all season. He was absolutely brilliant in that attack. And at the moment, Real Madrid just getting a bit ahead of themselves. They've lost the composure a little bit. They know it's game on, and they're pressing high to Barca's 10 men, but they're getting caught on the break. Rakitic clattered into by Ramos. 100,000 people screaming for a second yellow card. He's going to have to do a little bit worse than that to see it, I think.
Yeah, it's not bad enough for a second yellow card, but it's in the referee's mind now. He's getting closer to that red card, Sergio Ramos. I'm sure many people will have predicted a Sergio Ramos red in this game.
Sergio Busquets finds Paulinho superbly well. This is the sort of game Paulinho enjoys, I think, against the odds. Leo Messi. Brilliant interception there from Nacho. Messi wins it back. Nacho to Casemiro. Modric, the tackle's flying in. Modric finding Gareth Bale. He gets away from Messi. Look at Jordi Alba sprint back. Does brilliantly to find Casemiro. Casemiro forced back by the pressure from Busquets. Cruz to Benzema. Marcelo outside him. Benzema. Marcelo's cross. And it's blocked by Gerard Piqué and played out by Rakitic. Now Busquets.
Brilliant football once again from Real Madrid. How they move the ball so quickly from right to left, from defence to attack.
Sorry, Duncan. Look at Semedo go again. Again, the high foot from Ramos. And again, the crowd appealing. I think he's probably got 2 more of that kind of standard before the referee will say, OK.
Well, to be fair, I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. He goes for the ball, wins it. You could claim it's dangerous play because his foot's quite high, but it would be very unfair to give him a yellow card for that because Busquets does duck to head the ball as well.
The free kick given. Suarez on the ball. Now Busquets. Titi. Jordi Alba. Playing a lovely 1-2. Paulinho. Alba sprinting away from Bale. He turns. Paulinho. Messi, Paulinho, Rakitic is free, leaves it for Semedo. Applause from the home fans. Semedo back to Rakitic. Now Busquets. Through the middle to Messi superbly. Oh, Messi gets away, wins a free kick. Another one. This is very nicely set up for Leo Messi. And I agree with you, Duncan McMath. Barca got 12 players out there.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? And I tell you what, if Leo Messi could draw an X on the field of where he wants a free kick, it would be just about here. Perfect position for Leo Messi. We've seen him score 6 free kicks this season in La Liga, and most of them from more or less this kind of range.
This is where Barcelona can struggle. Benzema calling for it. Cruz laying it off to Luka Modric. Asensio. Marcelo. Telegraphing the return ball to Asensio. Plays it in low. Samuel Umtiti with a clearance. Only as far as Sergio Ramos. He's going to try, well, he's looking to set up a shot there. Perhaps sensibly plays it wide to Nacho instead. Varane back to Nacho once more. Modric. Ramos. Overhits it from Marcelo, keeps it in play, but passes it straight back to Semedo. Busquets. Casemiro takes it away from Rakitic. Looking very calm and composed. Casemiro. Here's Gareth Bale. Now Benzema. Still Benzema. Back to Gareth Bale. He gets it on the left foot. Blocked by Samuel Umtiti. Umtiti gets it away only as far as Varane. Benzema again. Still Benzema. Gareth Bale gets through. Goes to ground. Play on, says the referee. And all of a sudden, Real Madrid are missing the presence of Cristiano Ronaldo. Because when Ronaldo's involved in that kind of situation, there's always fear among the defenders, but he's suddenly not there, and you think maybe Barcelona can deal with this.
It's a big loss, isn't it? It's a huge loss. It's equivalent to Barca suddenly having to play without Leo Messi. They're such vital players in the team, and so much of the danger and the football goes through them.
Luka Modric. Moments of sustained attacking football from Real Madrid, but they're not really getting past the line of the edge of the penalty area. Gareth Bale in that prior move going down. Referee waving away all appeals. Here's Asensio. Marcelo in space. There's a chase back for Semedo. Marcelo cuts it back. Wrong footing Benzema, and it's Rakitic who gets it away. Only as far as Ramos. And Cruz back to Varane. It's Messi. Look at Messi run. And when Messi runs, the whole team run. Nacho.
There's no choice in this second half. Playing with one man less, Barca have to run, they have to pressure, they have to make it as difficult as possible for Real Madrid, and they certainly have done. The opening half of this second period, Real Madrid have barely had the ball. Now, for the first time, they're starting to dominate possession.
Gareth Gareth Bale. 97,000 the official crowd at the Camp Nou tonight. Decaffeinated, who said that? Falls for Gareth Bale. Varane. Casemiro. Asensio. Marcelo in masses of space. Asensio goes it alone, lays it off to Marcelo. He in turn finds Luka Modric. Thinks about a shot. Instead finds Bale. Bale, a little flick back to Benzema. Umtiti sticking with him, shadowing him. Benzema's cross. Asensio completely miscues it. It might fall for Marcelo. Marcelo goes to ground. Goal kick.
Once again, brilliant from Semedo. Uses his body really, really well. Judges the flight of the ball. Knows it's going to bounce out of play. This was a chance, though, for Asensio with the quality and composure he's got. You'd have thought he'd have done a little bit better.
Well, if ever the Camp Nou was the 12th man or the 11th man for this second half, now is the time. And if you thought that Barcelona, having won the league, didn't really care too much about the going unbeaten aspect of it, think again, because there's 97,010 people there who are desperate not to lose this match. Lucas has been brought on to replace Nacho. There's Nacho. I wonder if we'll get a word with him at some stage, letting us know what that little difference of opinion was with Gerard Piqué in the tunnel.
It's the biggest attendance of the season in La Liga, biggest attendance of the season at the Camp Nou, which is La Liga's biggest stadium. As you'd expect for El-Classico, it's absolutely packed to the rafters. Lucas Vázquez coming on, just giving Real Madrid a little bit something more in attack. Nacho fills in very well at right back, but he's not a right back, he's a centre back. Lucas Vázquez isn't a right back either, but he certainly gives you more options going forward.
And it might just mean Gareth Bale can move into a more central attacking position. Here is Lucas. Now Benzema. Now Gareth Bale. Bale gives it away to Rakitic. Good interception by Rakitic. Oh, it's a nutmeg on Ramos, and it's brilliantly defended by Varane. Casemiro with a challenge on Rakitic. Play on, says the referee, Marcelo. End-to-end stuff here as Asensio looks to combine with Benzema, and Semedo showing tremendous pace and determination. Once again, this could be the making of Semedo for Barca tonight. Halfway through the second half, Barcelona maintain the tightest of leads, and since minute 44 have been down to 10 men. Toni Kroos on the ball. Now Luka Modric. Wrong-footed Gareth Bale. Umtiti to Suarez. Suarez to Messi. Deflects down. Leo Messi through. Messi against Ramos. Messi! Keylor Navas! Enormous from the Costa Rican keeper. Messi, I think, just ran out of gas at the last minute there. Huge save from Keylor Navas. That was the game in that one split second when Messi puts it to the left of Navas. Navas reacts. What a brilliant through ball from Suarez in the first place.
Yeah. Once again, just showing how these two players are on the same wavelength. There was one poor touch from Leo Messi that just took him a little bit too far wide, and it made his angle more difficult. But a brilliant save nonetheless from Keylor Navas.
Corner for Barcelona. Nobody's shown too much of a rush to get over there and take it. It's going to be Rakitic.
Sergio Ramos complaining to the referee that Rakitic biding his time.
The whistle goes. Rakitic. Ramos got his head to it. Suarez underneath it, brings it down well. Ramos there again, another corner for Barcelona. Into the last 20 minutes now. Serious look on the face of Zinedine Zidane. Leo Messi wandering over there, biding his time as well. Messi on a yellow card, remember. Fourth corner of the game. They've all been for Barcelona. It's Leo Messi. And it's Benzema got his head to it. Gareth Bale heads it further clear. Busquets up there with Luka Modric. It's a throw into Real Madrid. It's Lucas. Casemiro. Asensio's got Marcelo ahead of him. Marcelo, return ball. And that was very poor between the two of them. Complete lack of communication.
Not for the first time either. On a couple of occasions, we've seen that Marcelo and Asensio quite clearly aren't on the same wavelength tonight. They've not communicated well.
Marc-Andre ter Stegen is going to send it long. Suarez backing into Ramos. Ramos managed to get the ball to Toni Kroos. Here's Casemiro to Modric. Modric helps it on his way. Lucas Vazquez. Lucas back to Modric. Again Marcelo in masses of space. Kroos to Asensio. Goes through the middle. Gareth Bale! Oh, what a finish! Gareth Bale! The Cardiff Express leaves his mark on the Classico too. 72 minutes on the clock. Real Madrid equalise. And it's Gareth Bale who does it, and I'm not sure if Barca have too much left in the tank to be able to respond again. Gareth Bale with the most astonishing left foot strike, giving Marc-Andre ter Stegen no chance. It's Asensio with the pass, first time, right into the top corner. Golazo!
It's a brilliant strike from Gareth Bale, his 13th La Liga goal of the season. Look at it, starts it outside the post, it curls in just inside the post, beyond ter Stegen. Absolutely nothing the German goalkeeper could do about that one. It's a brilliant pass as well from Marco Asensio, right onto the spot that Gareth Bale wanted it. It meant that the Welshman could meet it perfectly on the run and sweep it into the back of the net. Brilliant strike from Gareth Bale.
Without celebration as well, just showing once again the desire this Madrid team have to prevent Barcelona from becoming the invincibles of La Liga. And 17 minutes to go. Anything can happen here. Rakitic on the ball. Semedo in masses of space. Instead, Rakitic going through the middle. Now he decides to find Semedo. Busquets offering support. Back to Rakitic. Semedo again. He's got Marcelo and Ramos to get away from. He's looking very confident. Back to Busquets. Busquets to Messi. Messi finding Paulinho. Semedo, a little bit static then. Semedo didn't offer the chance of a break down the right. Rakitic turns away from Asensio with ease. He goes down. Play on, says the referee. No, free kick. No, play on. It's played back to Umtiti. Gerard Piqué. Semedo. Back to Piqué. Rakitic. Piqué making the run. Advantage Casemiro. Ramos to Kroos. Benzema gets away from Rakitic. Is Marcelo. Crossfield ball. Collected by Asensio with difficulty. He's got Lucas outside him. Prefers to go inside. Luka Modric. Toni Kroos. Bale. Marcelo. Benzema wants it on the far post. Kroos. Asensio. Lucas. Marc-Andre ter Stegen. 15 minutes to go, Duncan. 2-2. Superbly balanced.
It really is. And as we felt almost throughout the entire game, you've got no idea what's going to happen next. We've seen Barca dominate, we've seen Real Madrid dominate. You'd think that as Barca tire with one-man advantage, Real Madrid are going to be able to push on for this third goal and maybe pinch it.
Gareth Bale. Lovely ball to Asensio, just nonchalantly volleys it down to Lucas, gets the return ball. Asensio gets it onto his left foot. Marcelo juggling from the little Brazilian. Down he goes. If that's not a penalty, it's a yellow card. It looked to me like it could have been a penalty.
I agree.
I think this game's got out of the hands of referee Hernandez some time ago. I think that incident with Sergio Roberto at the end of the first half added to that missed punishment for Gareth Bale for that challenge earlier. I think it's got a little bit out of his hands. And this time he has given a free kick and it's a yellow card to Gareth Bale. Again, that's an easy decision because Bale isn't on a yellow card. There's one for Marcelo now. The whole defence has picked up a yellow card.
And that'll be Marcelo, of course, complaining that he didn't get the penalty just a couple of moments ago. I think we'll see in the replay that he absolutely should have done. Gareth Bale can count himself a little bit lucky because he should have had a yellow card in the first half for a really nasty challenge on Samuel Umtiti.
I'm sorry to disagree with you, Duncan. He should have had a red card in the first half.
Now let's see this one. This is a good angle to see if it's a penalty.
Penalty
is blatant.
Like a cathedral. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. I think he gets him twice, doesn't he? And there's Ronaldo's response. I can understand the annoyance.
I think it's a case of levelling it up. He knows that
but
he
that's
gave a
not
red
the
card.
referee's job.
Absolutely not. And the red card was the right decision.
Yeah.
So he has to make the right decision there as well, which should have been a penalty to Real Madrid. Don't forget as well, there was a blatant foul from Luis Suarez in the build-up for the Real Madrid's goal as well.
For the Barca goal.
For the Barca goal, beg your pardon.
Little bit of fortune smiling on 10-man Barcelona there. Modric getting there ahead of Paulinho. Here's Lucas. Toni Kroos enjoying more space and time on the ball in the centre of the park than he has done all night. Benzema to Marcelo. Benzema. Kroos to Asensio. Modric. Lucas Vázquez. Return ball towards Modric, but protected by Samuel Umtiti. It goes out for a goal kick. Oof. I mean, that's a tremendously wild challenge from Jordi Alba, and that is a stone wall penalty. I cannot understand how the referee missed it.
I
can't understand. Therefore, I'm inclined to accept your argument that he's trying to balance things. But what are you trying to balance? That's not a referee's job. You blow what you see at the moment, and that should have been a penalty.
I think it's a case of bravery, Simon, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I don't think he was brave enough to give a penalty to Real Madrid in the last 15 minutes of a game at the Camp Nou when he knows what's at stake here, and that's Barca's unbeaten record.
Toni Kroos drives it in towards Lucas. Keeps it in play, but it's advantage Alba. Luis Suarez, Umtiti, bullied off it by Lucas. The whistle goes, free kick in favour of Barca. It's quickly taken. Paulinho to Leo Messi. Caught from behind by Marcelo. Play on. Rakitic gets to it. And the ball goes through into the dominions of Keylor Navas. Marcelo. Toni Kroos. Modric.
Barca, even with 10 men, still just dominating possession with 53%.
Asensio. Benzema and Modric, yours, mine, yours, mine. Modric wide to Lucas. Lucas's cross blocked by Jordi Alba. Corner to Real Madrid. 10.5 minutes left on the clock. Barcelona 2, Real Madrid 2. I can't understand why he doesn't give a free kick for that one either. The referee had a brilliant view of it.
Again, he's trying to level it up. He didn't want to upset Marcelo on that occasion.
Miscued by Lucas. It's blocked by Gerard Piqué. But unfortunately, Duncan, that's the worst thing a referee can do.
Completely. Every decision, you then have to forget it. Surely it has to go out of your head, and you have to call everything by what you see in front of your eyes. You can't be thinking of previous decisions.
I mean, I saw that challenge by Marcelo from behind on Messi live. It's right in the centre circle, and I thought, well, the referee's so well placed. His wave play on, it must be far less than what it looked like live, but it's worse. Modric with the shot, nowhere near the target. I mean, the challenge is far worse than it appeared live. I just think, unfortunately, if there's one person who's not playing at the top of his game, it's Mr. Hernandez tonight. What a goal, though, from Messi.
Such a good finish.
But equalled, I think, by Gareth Bale's strike at the other end.
Very different. Bale's was first time, and he absolutely hammered it. But it was a similar kind of curling effort that started outside the post and bent inside.
Varane getting the better of Paulinho in the air from the clearance by Ter Stegen. Lucas losing out. Busquets to Alba. Flick on from Suarez. Paulinho in the direction of Messi. Messi gets the better of Ramos. Marcelo's sprinting back. Messi gets into the area. Tries the shot. So close from Leo Messi. The O forms in his mouth. Even Messi was surprised at what he just did there.
Brilliant, brilliant from Leo Messi. I even think the deflection's excellent because he reads what Sergio Ramos is going to do. He manages to get his head in the way of the Ramos clearance, gets onto the ball, takes on Ramos again, and the shot narrowly wide.
And Messi gets the better of the Madrid defence once again. Rakitic to Messi. Lovely first touch. Messi! I think Navas gets a touch to that.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was on target. Everybody expecting the cross. A smile on his face because he's still got over 8 minutes to go to affect the final result of this game. And once again, the Camp Nou paying homage to its idol, to its god, to Leo Messi.
Just saw him. He looked to his left to see who was in the box. You just saw out of the corner of his eyes, he noticed that Keylor Navas was shifting across, expecting that cross to come into the box.
And with his right foot as well.
Yeah.
Astonishing stuff. It's a corner. Rakitic to take it. In comes the corner. Gerard Piqué got to it. Got some power behind it, but couldn't quite direct it. And even with 10 men, they're making the Real Madrid defence suffer. There's that Gareth Bale finish. Absolutely superb. That's the Gareth Bale of old. We've been waiting to see him all season. We've seen him in the odd moment, but he hasn't been given too many possibilities, but he liked that one.
Yeah, the technique's just absolutely superb.
Asensio for Real Madrid spies Marcelo. Marcelo gets it onto his right foot. Benzema. Bale leads it. Modric. Bale. Marcelo. For Benzema once more. Danger here. Back to Marcelo. Whips the cross in. And somehow they managed to get it away. I think it came off Gareth Bale's head in the end. It'll be a goal kick. No, or was it a corner?
I think it's a corner, yeah. Gareth Bale definitely going for it at the far post, but there were two defenders that got there ahead of him.
Corner taken short. Here's Lucas Vázquez. Now Modric. Toni Kroos. Lucas gets the cross in. Headed clear by Gerard Piqué. Another corner. Seems a bit annoyed there, Piqué.
He got it all wrong, didn't he? He was trying to head the ball clear and ended up putting it out for a corner kick.
Toni Kroos is replaced by Kovacic for the final 6 minutes plus. The referee calling just for the corner to be retaken. I'm not sure if Ramos is saying put it on the helicopter. Asensio swings into the far post. Flag up for offside.
Offside or maybe a push from Sergio Ramos. Good game, as always, by Toni Kroos.
Yeah, I thought it was slow to get into it, but absolutely crucial, composed presence there in midfield for Real Madrid. I think the free kick's been given against Ramos for putting his arms all over Ivan Rakitic. Ter Stegen to play it long.
Yeah, it was a proper tangle, wasn't it, with Ivan Rakitic, who was looking at the replay, sort of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, but I think a little bit more of Sergio Ramos, and he definitely had his hand sort of in the face of Ivan Rakitic.
Suarez doesn't mind too much that one being given against him. Happy just to have barred Sergio Ramos over. Showing tremendous spirit, these Barcelona players. Can they hold on? 5 minutes left. Kovacic with his first touch does brilliantly well. Gets it back from Benzema. Messi does enough to at least divert the direction of the ball. Is that Luis Suarez down? Yes. Or is it Paulinho? I can't quite Suarez. Players going all over the pitch. It was Ramos there. Still play waved on. Lucas Vázquez on the ball. Barca with 9 players account at the moment. Asensio to Lucas. And it's Paulinho in the end. And Alba and Paulinho furious with Lucas because they're they're recriminating the fact that Suarez down and Madrid should have put the ball out of touch. And that, as far as I'm concerned, is complete nonsense.
It is.
Play to the referee's whistle.
No, it's the referee's responsibility. It's absolutely the referee's responsibility. We all know that's now the new rule.
I mean, if Suarez injured, he's injured himself by pushing Ramos off the ball. It does go down and the hand goes up in agony immediately. Let's see.
The thing is, Real Madrid have got no responsibility to keep the ball off.
No, absolutely.
And not only that, but for Paulinho to then be as furious as he was, it's just ridiculous.
It's playing to the crowd. It's trying to somehow lose a few more seconds
And influence the referee.
and influence the referee. Of course, you know, we all know that's what they do. And Suarez is staying down. Now this is dangerous with Barca with 10 men. Semedo's come on. Paulinho's come on. One more change can be made if necessary. But quite possibly, with 87 minutes on the clock, this can mean the difference between the referee adding 3 minutes and 6. What a lovely strike from Gareth Bale. We've seen absolutely everything in this Classico. I know a lot of people, well, Suarez has recovered. I know a lot of people were saying, yeah, but the league's all over. Madrid are concentrating on the Champions League. I can't remember the last game we've commentated, Duncan, when the desire to win of both teams has been so obvious.
I completely agree. You just need to remember that the Classico never disappoints. It never, ever disappoints.
Messi claiming that he was fouled there. The referee saying the ball stayed in play. It's at the feet of Ramos. There's Kovacic. Well, that's a poor ball. Just reaching Asensio though. Kovacic again, now to Marcelo. Asensio whips the cross in. Piqué with an acrobatic clearance. Rakitic missed it. Semedo gives it back to Kovacic. Rakitic is there again. Here's Suarez, miraculously recovered. Is brought down by Kovacic. Play on again, says the referee. Again, Barca with 9 men standing. Asensio whips the cross in. Semi-blocked by Rakitic. Marc-Andre ter Stegen's ball. Well, all eyes on Hernandez.
Surprise.
It's given away to Modric. Danger here. Umtiti didn't know too much about that. Down he goes, winning the foul from Gareth Bale.
He absolutely throws himself to the ground there. It's funny, isn't it? Football is theatre sometimes, and it never gets more theatrical than El-Classico.
I'll tell you what, that was a pretty fine challenge from Kovacic as far as I'm concerned. I don't think that's a foul in a month of Sundays.
This was brilliant as well, because Karim Benzema was through there. I think he may have won the header, but Gerard Piqué got there first with a very acrobatic clearance.
Well, Ernesto Valverde preparing the final change. El-Classico preparing to come on. Interesting choice.
Well, maybe Suarez has picked up a knock from all the times he's thrown himself to the ground.
Modric on the ball. Marcelo free, so too was Lucas on the right. He went left to the Brazilian. Now Kovacic. Modric. Gareth Bale to Lucas. Bale goes down under the challenge from Umtiti. Told to get up by the referee. Is Rafa Varane. Lucas. Modric. 90 minutes are up. Kovacic dispossessed. Suarez has got Messi to his right. Not the greatest ball. Paulinho lets it go. And El-Classico is going to come on. 4 minutes have been added. 4 minutes of agony for Barca, to be followed by ecstasy if they can hold on. Modric. Kovacic. Marcelo. Asensio. Kovacic to Casemiro. Lucas. Modric. Lovely ball with the outside of the right foot to Marcelo. Claims for handball from the fans, not the players. Marcelo. The chase there for Lucas. He can't get there. One of the biggest cheers of the night from the Camp Nou fans. And it is Suarez to be replaced by Paco El-Classico.
Hasn't had much of a run out this season, Paco El-Classico. He's scored a few goals when he's been counted on. He's got 4 in La Liga this season, but he's only taken part in 14 league games.
Most of those coming off the bench in the final minutes. Well, there's a standing ovation for Suarez. He scored the opener. A goal of superb fabrication. And he's getting the standing ovation because he's a fighter. And boy, has he fought tonight. Hasn't always been within the spirit of the law, but he gives every single drop of sweat and, if necessary, blood for the team. And it's been a spectacular Classico for Luis Suarez.
It has, yet again. So important for Football Club Barcelona. Such a talented player, such a natural goal scorer, and that connection he's built up with Leo Messi now is just fantastic. They're completely on the same wavelength. You remember that ball over the top, which put Messi one-on-one with Keylor Navas. Messi didn't actually score, but brilliant it was.
Paulinho getting into the box and winning a corner for Barca, and that was absolutely brilliant from a gentleman called Sergio Busquets. Alba was waiting to take the throw, didn't know who to give it to, passed it to Busquets. You expect control, pause, turn, pass. He just hoiked it over the top for Paulinho to chase. A player with a fresher pair of legs, and he's won a corner for Barcelona. And with 1 minute 20 seconds to go, they can really kill some time here.
That's the great thing about Sergio Busquets. He does all the simple things right, but he also gambles, he takes risks, and so often they pay off.
Rakitic with the corner. Piqué's up. Watch out for Gerard Piqué. It's come to Busquets, and the shot on the turn from Paulinho took a deflection. Offside. Well, we're into the final minutes. I'm sure we might play to 94:30 because of the substitution, but not much more than that. Can Barcelona hold on? Can Real Madrid break the season-long record of the Invincibles, champions of La Liga 2017-18? We'll find out over the next precious few seconds. It's Kovacic on the ball. Now Marcelo. Poor first touch from Gareth Bale gives Rakitic a chance to find Busquets. Busquets to Messi. First time to Paulinho. He's got options to his right, but he's going through the middle. He finally sees Rakitic, gives it away to Casemiro. Chance on the break for Madrid. Marcelo crossing the halfway line. Here he finds Asensio. They really had chances there, Barcelona. Just the tiredness. The shot from Bale took a nasty deflection. It'll be a corner. 94 minutes are up. We're going to see the corner, Duncan. Stop biting your nails.
Everyone is, aren't they? And it just shows how much it means. It means so much to go all season undefeated, and Barca very nearly there. This was their biggest test, of course.
But the bogeyman, Ramos, is up there. This is Ramos time. Dealt with. Another corner. Semedo the man.
Brilliant header.
The home fans screaming for the final whistle. This has to be the final play. Watch out for Ramos. Lucas with the corner. Gerard Piqué. And a free kick given in attack. And there's the final whistle. Football Club Barcelona 2. Real Madrid 2. Zinedine Zidane and Ernesto Valverde with a friendly greeting, as was the case between Ramos and the Barca player who had to